Well, good morning, friends. Coach Bob with you today. And today, welcome to another Worship on Wheels, minus the wheels. What's that all about, huh? Well, I am in Georgia right now. My daughter is getting married in a week, so be praying for Coach Vic and myself that we don't go crazy through this whole process. But no, things are going great. But they had a little get-together last night with all the girls. And you guys know I have a big black lab, so Coach Vic was like, Bob, that dog is stinky and loud and irritating, and he sheds all over the place. He's going to be all over these folks, and they're going to be dressed up. Could you get him out of here? So I needed to do a few things over here in Georgia, so I just drove on up with the dog last night and spent the night. Just a nice, quiet time. It's been really, really good. I've been doing a lot of home improvements there at the house because our daughter's actually getting married in our home, which is also very, very cool. All right, but enough about me and my world. Let's talk about what God has on my heart this week. I got some pretty serious emails this week from you guys. And by the way, I appreciate those emails. I had 3 people in the last 2 weeks send me emails about how they felt their life for the last 1.5 to 2 years has just been walking in darkness, that they feel like they're drowning, and they're like, am I going down for the 3rd time, Bob? I mean, my life is just falling apart. I don't know what to do. And that they feel like that there's no hope. Those, by the way, those are real feelings, and those are bad places to be in. And one of the things that I learned a long time ago when going through tough times in my life, and I'm not going to act like I'm immune to this stuff now because I'm certainly not, is that, you know, just because you're walking in darkness doesn't mean you're not a child of the light. We can be children of the light, and we can be living in the light, but still walking in a very dark time in our life. In fact, in Isaiah chapter 50, my favorite book of the Bible, by the way, Isaiah chapter 50, verse 10, it says, "Who among you fears the Lord and obeys the word of his servant? Let the one," you ready? You'd think it would say who walks in the light. It doesn't. It says, "Who walks in the dark, who has no light, trust in the name of the Lord and rely on their God." You know, that's the hardest thing in the world to do. I mean, it always sounds easy, but we want to worry, right? We want to worry. And in a world that sells you worry, right? We all know about the pandemic. There's nothing new here. But I'm going to tell you, unless you're elderly and have pre-existing conditions, chances are you're going to be fine. Don't let the media tell you a lie. Now, this isn't anti-vax, pro-vax, any of that. This is not about that. This is about them selling us fear, to be afraid to die. You know, every product on TV, if you go through the commercials, it's all a drug to make you superhuman or to feel better or to feel good all the time. You're not going to feel good all the time, and you're not going to live in this old beat up body all the time. Guess what? We're all going to die. So the idea of being afraid all of the time, to let them bottle up this fear and sell it to us, and they do. Now, this Worship on Wheels is a little more serious in nature because of the emails that I've gotten. And I want people to understand that I understand what you're going through, because I go through it too. You know, worry is one of those things that I got from my mom, and I identify as a worrier. You know, I should be a warrior, not a worrier, but sometimes I'm just a worrier. My identity as a worrier, I do have the power to change that. I don't have to make that my identity. I can be a non-worrier who just worries every now and then, but I'm not a worrier by what I am. And I have to redefine that. And I have to walk in the light of God and go, you know, just because I can't see and I can't feel you, I understand that this is my fallen state and I worry. You know, in Matthew chapter 6, verse 27, it says, "Can all your worries add a single moment to your life?" And it's a rhetorical question. And Jesus answered it. He goes, "Of course not. Of course not." So here's some stats for you. 40% of your worries never happen. 30% regard unchangeable deeds of the past. 12% focus on opinions that can't be controlled. Boy, that's a tough one, right? 10% center on your personal health, which only worsens when you worry about it. Another 8% concern real problems that we can influence. So what do? You got all these worries. The media is throwing this stuff out at you, whether you believe this or you think that. I don't care what tribe you're in, okay? That could be a controversial statement. You know what? I care what kind of person you are. What you are as an individual. That's what I care about. And if you're a good person, I want to love on you. If you're a bad person, I want to love on you. I care about you. God put you here for a reason. And I believe that He is going to work your life out to where it needs to be, or you wouldn't be sitting here watching this. I believe that with all my heart. It's 6 o'clock. My phone's telling me my watch is telling me to wake up. All right. So what can we do? You can tell I'm passionate about this stuff because, I know teenagers who have killed themselves. I have teenagers who are going through depression that I coach every day, and I watch them struggle in their life because the world is telling them there is no tomorrow. There is a tomorrow, and if there isn't, it's going to be okay anyway because we're not getting out of this thing alive. Don't let them sell you a lie. It is a lie that you are not going to be here forever, and you're not going to be healthy forever, but you can do your part. Eat right, take care of yourself, the things that you hear me say all the time. But here's something you can do. You can pray fervently. Now, you hear that's a Bible term, and pray fervently, where we sound holier than thou. But I'm telling you, pray. Get up and pray. If you're not a believer, pray. If you are a believer, pray. If you're in the middle, pray. It does something to you. It changes your internal being. There is something that you connect with. I know it to be God. And one day, if you're watching this channel, I believe through this, you will too. But pray fervently. Here's the other thing. Don't procrastinate. Quit putting it off. Quit putting it off. If the TV is hacking you off, if Facebook is making you mad, if Instagram is irritating you because the other guy has the cooler stuff, turn it off. Turn it off. Go outside and go for a walk. Get in the floor and do one push-up if that's all you got. If all you got is a half a push-up and a quarter of a sit-up, then get up and do that. And in a week, it'll change. Get up and move. Put a song on that you want to dance to and dance around the kitchen like you did when you were 12 years old. If you struggle dancing, then be a bad dancer. Coach Vic, she dances in her wheelchair. If anyone who tells me they can't dance, I'm going to tell you, if you can sit in a chair and you can do this, you can dance. Dance. Be happy. Be proactive. Don't procrastinate. Do it. Here's the other thing. Oh, you're going to love this one. Don't be an island. If there's anything about this pandemic that has absolutely obliterated humankind, it is the very nature that we have decided we're going to regulate who can visit someone who is dying. I'm going to tell you right now, when my mother was dying, I got to go see her. And it was in the midst of a pandemic. But I'll tell you this, she wasn't going to die alone. They can put me in jail because I love my mother. And she needed the human contact, the care, the love, the compassion, the concern of her son, to know that she raised a family. I'm telling you, don't be an island. Don't be alone. There are people out there. There are neighbors. There are friends. Pick up a telephone. In this world of Instagram and all that stuff, there are good things about it. There's FaceTime and what's the other one? You can tell I'm an Apple person. Is it Skype? You can see a person's face and you can talk to them and look at them and be with them, even if it's virtually. It at least will give you a hit of something positive as opposed to all the mess out there. Don't be an island. Here's another one. Help somebody. Yes, go out and help someone. If you see your neighbor struggling, even if you think you're going to struggle in the process, go help them. Even if you go out there and offer them a word of encouragement, go encourage them. Help someone. Ecclesiastes says that two are better than one. Two people are better than one. They just are. Pick up the phone and be with someone and talk to someone who lights your world up. Don't call the negative Nellies, the ones who are going to beat you down. Now, if you want to call someone and lift them up because they're struggling, that's different. Understand though, you need to be prayed up and ready to go when you do that. You just have to be, because if not, you're going to hang that phone up, you're going to be empty, and you're going to pay the price. I just want you to know that. You know, in Matthew chapter 5, you know, we talk about how we really don't feel like it. I don't feel like doing that, Bob. It's hard. I'm depressed. You don't understand. I do understand. Trust me, I understand. It is hard. Jesus says this, if anyone wants to sue you and take your shirt, let them have your jacket also. Whoever forces you to go 1 mile, go with them 2. And the one who asks of you, do not turn away from him who wants to borrow from you. You have heard it said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. That is the ultimate in proactivity of reaching out. This is exactly the opposite of what you're being told. Guarantee you, you turn that television on, you turn the internet on, this is the opposite of what you're being told. You not only can change your life, you can change the lives of others. You're a life changer, you're a world changer. That's your calling. That's my calling. That's what we're here to do. We're here to change the world. You know why? And you know what I'm going to say, because I close them all out like this. Because you, my friend, you are loved and so am I. That's great news. That's great news. Now, you go change the world, and I'm going to either see you in a kitchen or in a field or on a motorcycle real soon. All right.